Successfully, hundreds of participants have completed Nirahara Samyama level 2, 4th batch today. Understand? This instruction is only for ashramites and the Samyama participants. All the ashramites and the Samyama participants, please understand, eat when you feel like. Do not have a law not to eat or to have a regular diet pattern. No. Do not have both. Don't have the habit that I will eat in time, regularly, 2 meals or 3 meals a day. No. Same way, don't have a law, I will not eat at all. The real samyama happens when you don't even have the vow of samyama and feel like I'm not eating at all and move with the flow. I tell you, I don't feel like eating at all. Only when I see the body becomes too hot and needs something, I pour some juice. So, you don't even need to restrict yourself only to juice. You can even eat solid food whenever you feel like. But make sure neither the visualization of the food or the smell of the food or your mind interferes in the samyama and asks you to eat. Only like a casually, all right, today some temple prasadam has come. Come on, let me put it in the mouth. Try to learn to live like a god. Gods do not have vow not to eat. They just do not feel like. So live like a gods on the planet Earth. I think now, especially these Samyama participants have been really trained. So now, from today, all the ashramites who are doing Nirahara Samyama and Disamyama, all the Disamyama participants, all of you will end the vow. You will not have this vow anymore. Feel like? Have it. Don't feel like? Leave it. So the Samyama out of freedom, Samyama out of joy, not out of vow. I tell you, then body just jumps into a new kind of wellness. It jumps into a new kind of that feeling well. So today onwards, you will do something called unique free Samyama. The Samyama without the vow. So, from today, you will have Samyama without vow. And today I have something unique from our Siddha products release. Officially, Dhyanapidam's Kadakai Podi and Kadakai tablets. It's a Sarvaroga Nivarani. I am very happy to release this too. This is the only thing which I take regularly. I think I don't need to introduce about Kadaka Pudi anymore. All of you know the power of it. It increases the oxygen flow in the blood 300%. And we call it in Sanskrit Haritaki. And the exact meaning of the word Haritaki means the drop of the nectar fell from Indra's cup and that drop is Haritaki. I can say it's 100% true. It is nectar. It is nectar. I tell you guys, this is the most powerful spiritual cleanser. I wanted to give the title. Not just body cleanser. Because when the oxygen level in the body increases 300%, it directly works on your non-mechanical parts of the brain. When the non-mechanical parts of the brain gets awakened, then all the spiritual truths are understood. You will be able to grasp all the spiritual truths and live. So, not only that, from now, in all Akashic reading sessions, Kalabhairava Darshans, Haritaki will be given as a prasadam. Haritaki is the Kalabhairava's prasada. Kalabhairava should be offered Haritaki, and this should be shared as a prasadam of Kalabhairava among the devotees. And all our devotees, every month, on Chitra Nakshatram, and Ashtami, should do. Ashtami is the Tithi for Kalabhairava, and the Tithi in which Swamiji was born. We should have Kalabhairava Puja, Kalabhairava's worship, and should have this Haritaki as prasadam, share with everybody. I am doing some more research. Is there a food item cooked adding Haritaki? If that is there, we will make that as a compulsory in our Anna Mandir. Nothing like Haritaki. That is the really nectar from Devaloka. Let's start today morning satsang in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga, 23rd verse.
Tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sangitam sanishchayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa.
Tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sanyitam sanischayena yoktavyaha yogaha anirvinna chetasa. The translation: understand that separation from being absorbed with suffering is termed as feeling connection, and this has to be practiced with a conviction, with an insight that does not pull you down. Understand? Do not deviate from your spiritual practice. Let me give you the sacred secrets Bhagavan Sri Krishna reveals from this verse. First, separating yourself from the suffering is sadhana. Second, the separation happens only when you have the feeling connection towards something which never brings suffering to you. What we call in Sanskrit bhakti, feeling connection. Third, do not deviate from that bhakti and feeling connection, otherwise you will be pulled down. These three basic secrets, sacred secrets, is revealed by Bhagavan in this verse. Tam vidya dukkha samyogaha viyogam yoga sanchitam sanischayena yoktavyaha yogaha anirvinna chetasaha. Actually, this is the right message from Bhagavan for all the NSP participants, because today is the 4th day. The program will end. From tomorrow, whether you are going to meditate or not, who knows? Whether you are going to continue your spiritual practice or not, who knows? So this is the farewell message from Bhagavan. Let you not disconnect yourself from the sacred spiritual practices, sadhana. Let the sadhana not be the choice. Let sadhana be the survival need. Do not break the regular spiritual practice of unclutching yourself from suffering. Please understand. One of the biggest mistake many of the devotees do is they think, oh, why unnecessarily sit and unclutch? I'll just remember Swamiji and he's there all the time in my heart. But if you don't do sadhana, even your feeling connection with me, the bhakti towards me will naturally be destroyed. It is only by sadhana the feeling connection is strengthened and you grow. I tell you, if you stop the habit of unclutching from the suffering without doing the regular practice, then the layers and layers of the suffering increases. Suddenly one day you are completely disconnected and you are not able to relate with the master at all. Even the strong remembrance does not put you into that joy and ecstasy, does not put you into enlightenment, does not put you into that feeling connection. Then you say, I think I lost my spiritual strength and life, and you succumb. Succumbing to the injuries and dying is the right example I'll give for succumbing to the sufferings and falling into depression. I have seen hundreds of people, just because did not do the spiritual practice regularly, every day, lose the ability to unclutch from suffering and ability to retain the spiritual connection and succumb to the worldly patterns and destroy themselves. That is what Bhagavan calls Uttared Atmanatmanam Atmanam Avasadayet. Your own self should be the friend. If not, your own self will be your enemy. So continuously practice the presence of God and ability to unclutch from the sufferings, from the things which pulls you down. It is unfortunate, many times you enjoy sufferings, you like them, because that gives you a kind of a feeling that you can always put the blame on somebody else. Why do people like suffering, Just to say their inability. But when suffering becomes pattern, life is destroyed. I have seen many times, people don't unclutch from suffering just to blame everybody else in their life. See, I am suffering because of this fellow, this fellow, this fellow, this fellow, this fellow. By the time you finish pointing the fingers, the suffering has already become pattern in you. When the suffering becomes pattern in you, your life is destroyed. Essence of this verse: continuously practice the ability to unclutch from sufferings. Let your practice from unclutching the sufferings not stop. Let it not get disturbed. Let it not be broken. Let it not pull you down. The broken spiritual practice means you are allowing your patterns to pull you down. That's it. Meditate on this one verse continuously for next 24 hours. Tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sanjitam sanisayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasaha. Meditate on this one concept. Gaudapada, a great master, the Shankara's Paramaguru, Adi Shankara's Paramaguru, maybe who is a contemporary of Nithyananda Satsang, in his Karika beautifully describes a concept. Just as the ocean can be emptied with the help of the tip of the blade, which can hold just a drop, so also can the control of the mind be brought about by absence of depression. Utsheka udadir yatvat kushagre naika binduna manaso nigrahastatvat bhavet apariketataha. Gautapata very beautifully says, by the practice anything is possible. You can even empty the ocean with the kusa grass, a small grass, with a continuous effort for years. Same way, even if that can be possible, why not conquering the mind by the absence of depression? It is possible.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamahasiddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment. He is the 293rd Pontiff of the world's most ancient Hindu organization, Madurai Adinam.
Nithyanandaya swagatam, anandanubhavaswadam, sarvaroga nivarakam, vande papa vinashaktam. Nithyanandaya swagatam. नित्यमुक्तं निर्विकल्पं ध्यानलोकप्रदीपकं वन्दे शान्तमयं बन्धं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्।